Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Galarian Weezing on a double fairy team. You guys who watch the channel regularly know I love a good double fairy backline. We've seen Azu and Dedenne, we've also seen Slurpuff and Florges, and now Double Fairy's back with Weezing and Wigglytuff. Weezing will be the safe swap on this team, so that Wigglytuff does not have to see any potential steel types, as Galarian Weezing is here to draw out those steel types. It's quite spammy, a little bit not as bulky as you'd like, so the shielding priority generally goes to Weezing, but you want to draw out those steel types because Weezing can fight back with the neutral damage of Brutal Swing, and Wigglytuff can perhaps close the game strong. Wigglytuff, very underrated in this meta. That normal typing comes in handy for those ghost types so that Medicham does not have to deal with any of those pesky, overpowered ghost types. Medicham is on the lead with this team to protect our two fairies in the back from the very thick and overpowered steel types in this meta. And before we dive into the featured side of the video, going to start things off with some bonus battles that I thought were a lot of fun. Here we go. Lantern, they aggro swap into a Powder Snow A9. So this is not Charm, which means that we can hang in here a little bit, because with that Ice subtyping, we are doing neutral damage with our counters. Going to go right for the Psychic. In hindsight, should have baited, and I did seriously consider baiting in that moment during the battle. I know hindsight's 2020. Gonna shield up the potential Dazzling Gleam. They bait us, which is very unfortunate, and they will not allow us to get to another Psychic, and we don't want to go down 2 shields, so we lose the bait game against the A9. That's fine. We can come in with our Wigglytuff, charm this thing down, and we knew that they had a Lantern. Not sure what else. It's an Owl. Not surprised at all, as Knocked Owl covers Lanterns. Grass weakness beautifully. We can tank a Sky Attack. Wigglytuff has some decent bulk, has a very high HP stat. Not so much on the defense, but that high HP allows us to tank a little bit of damage. Gonna go for the Ice Beam, and we get the final shield. So we will not shield anything from this Knocked Owl. We are getting quite low, and because we have such high HP, we are forcing them to throw. And they do go for that Sky Attack. So what we do now is we shield. We have faith in our Galarian Weezing up a shield to do something magical here. This is just the Surf. We tank this all day, no problem, from the Lantern. Does a little bit more damage than you'd like to see, but we do tank it nonetheless. And we are running Play Rough. Highly recommend Play Rough for this meta, guys. It gives you a fighting chance against Lantern and Azu specifically. You want Play Rough for the Great League, although Overheat is definitely the way to go in the Ultra League as an XL. We do get that big damage off because they have no shields. Going to overfarm as much as we can. We do win CMP tie. Wanted to play to the CMP tie. We take out the Lantern, and now we are just 2 fairy wins off from the Brutal Swing. Holy smokes, Galarian Weezing saying bye-bye to the Knocked Owl. Taking over the game up a shield. Holy smokes, who would have thought? Good game, well played. My goodness, guys, I had so much fun with this double fairy backline. Not only was it a lot of fun, it was actually surprisingly effective as well. But here we go, Knocked Owl. We go into Weezing, knowing that we do lose this in the 2s and the 1. But what's most important is that we get the Owl as low as possible. So we went into this knowing that we will lose in the 1s and 2s, so that's fine. We really just want to get the Owl low enough because we know that Medicham will likely have a good matchup with whatever they have in the back. They do let our Play Rough go. Does a nice amount of neutral damage, and we will shield up 1 Sky Attack in hopes of getting off a couple of Brutal Swings. This will really put the pressure on the Knocked Owl. If they want to shield, that's fine. We're just 1 fairy wind off from the next, and it's not likely they shield this one. Knocked Owl does live this, which is why it's so difficult to deal with. Yeah, they do hang on by a few HP, and we will let this go. Galarian Weezing did the job, got the Owl low enough to where Medi can come back in and punch it right out of the sky. So now we will see what they have in the back. They've got a Trevenant. It's Wigglytuff time. Of course, they don't stay in for that. They come in with a Swampert. So now looking really tricky here. They are at a potential Sludge Wave or EQ. A lot of Swamperts like to just go for it. And we do correctly shield. It was an EQ. So now they will only make it to a Hydro Cannon, which not thrilled about tanking either, but would much rather tank a Hydro Cannon than an EQ with Stab. And we do take out the Swampert. So now it's getting a little sweaty here, guys. This Trevenant is fully healthy. Going to pressure that final shield with the Ice Beam. And I'm reading that they will look to overfarm, maybe even try and go as far up to 100 energy as possible. We're reading that. So what we're going to do is catch the Seed Bomb onto our Medi, get them to dump all of that energy because they are in Ice Punch range. They know that they're going to have to throw a move here. It has to be the Shadow Ball. Seed Bomb just will not cut it. That's what we needed because we knew that we lost CMP tie over the Trevenant, and now we were just one charm off from the Ice Beam. Oh man, had to make that play to make this work. We're saying bye-bye to the Trevenant, and just like that, with a little bit of tactical maneuvering, we set our Wigglytuff up to close the game strong. Good game, well played. I've really been wanting to run Wigglytuff and Galarian Weezing, so I said, hey, why not on the same team? Here we go. Jumpluff, not Shadow, so this is okay. We can definitely fight back against this Grass Flying type with the threat of double super effective Ice Punches. Going for the Ice Punch, and we do grab an early shield. So now what we're going to look to do is, because they're over farming and not throwing on alignment, we're going to shield this. And it is an Energy Ball bait. No shielding in Acrobatics would not have been fun. What we're going to do is put the pressure on and go for Ice Punch number 2. They do tank that and catch the next move onto our Weezing. This is likely the Acrobatics here, and it does some damage, but we are still alive at the end of the day, and they've got an Obstagoon in the back. Holy smokes, if they're bringing in an Obstagoon onto a Poison Fairy type, makes me wonder what they have in the back, and they shield the Play Rough. Okay, that's fine. I do believe we live one of whatever they throw here. It is a resisted Night Slash. We do live that. And they throw immediately. They really want to get rid of this fairy. Little do they know, my friends, we got another one lurking in the back. So coming in with Medi, going to farm the Obstagoon all the way down. That is what you do whenever you've got a Medi and the opponent has an Obstagoon. You don't have to shield a thing, because the Obstagoon will not be in this matchup for very long. We do punch it down, and we leave with a move loaded. So they've got a Swampert. They don't want their, they don't want to lose their Jumpluff, so we're just gonna hit the Swampert with a big Psychic. Does big damage to the Swampert, and we will let this go and put the hope and faith into Wigglytuff up a shield to bring this home for us. They do take us out with the Hydro Cannon, and now we can charm down this Swampert. We can tank this, whatever it is. I do believe it is a Hydro Cannon. It is just a Hydro Cannon. We tank that. Does half of our health, but we tank it nonetheless. And now we are looking to be A-okay here up against this Jumpluff. They will not make it to another move. We do shield the Acrobatics. That would have been lights out for us. So we charm that down, and we can BM the Swampert, because why not? Whenever you can BM an annoying Swampert, you do it. We say bye-bye to the Swampert. And just like that, yet again, Wigglytuff has closed the game strong. You love to see it. Good game, well played. Man, oh man, guys. Oh my goodness, this team was so fun. And whenever I can run Medicham, I am also very happy. Here we go, Dragalge lead. We go into Weezing, and they meet us with a Tapu Fini. So again, guys, this is why in the Great League, you really want to be running Play Rough. Not only because it has stab and hits like a truck, but it will absolutely give you a fighting chance against the Tapu Finis, Azumarils of the world. You can really hit them back really hard and force shields, just like what we did there. And we are super spammy, going for Play Rough number 2 here. They don't have to shield this, and they don't. So we are in the one shield. Gonna go for the Brutal Swing here and really threaten the Flip Switch. Either take a shield advantage or Flip Switch. They want to give us the shield advantage, and that is fine. Gonna let this go and preserve the shield for Wigglytuff in the end here. Gonna come back in with Medi. We can counter this thing down. And honestly, I was not counting those water guns. Should have done a better job because we ended up shielding a surf here. That is okay. Both of these Pokemon can perform beautifully when shields are down. It's okay. And they've got another water fairy in the form of Azumarill. Oh man, they had the same thought process in mind. Double fairy backline. You love to see it. Very similar team. Very similar team. A little soft to steal. I think we have the superior double fairy team here, but they are giving us a run for our money here. We knew that wasn't a gunk shot. They are running Outrage Aqua Tail, and they are going to go for the... I thought we won CMP tie, which is why I threw this. I did not anticipate losing CMP tie to Dragalge, but apparently we do, so that's fine. Not a big deal. All we have to do is charm this Azumarill within Psychic plus Ice Punch range. That'll just about do it, as they do throw their move here. They didn't have to do that, but they might have lost track of our energy just as we did with theirs. And we are absolutely loaded from farming down that Tapu Fini. And the beauty of Medicham, many of you all may know, is it lives a play rough and can absolutely put in work against Azumarill. Holy smokes. This is why I absolutely love Medicham. This will not quite KO, but one Ice Punch will do the trick, and we were just one counter off from an Ice Punch. We get to this Ice Punch, and we are saying bye-bye to the Azumarill and Medicham. Medi being Medi, guys, closing the game strong against a thick fairy. You love to see it. Good game, well played. Had a lot of fun with those bonus battles, but we now move into the featured set of the video. We're picking up a not-so-good lead in the form of Azumarill. So going to bring in our Galarian Weezing on the safe swap. And they meet us with a Sableye. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. Going to bait with this Brutal Swing. So far they led Azumarill. They had Sableye in the back. This is looking like the modern version of Azu Double Ghost. And of course, with the modern version, Trevenant has replaced Alolan Marowak, which is classically what you see, but yeah, Trevenant definitely the way to go these days. And because we baited, gonna go for that play rough and win switch with our Weezing. Let's go. They come back in with the Azumarill, and they're gonna throw immediately, guys. They know that we have play rough, which means that they don't want to tank big damage from this Weezing. Gonna let it go. Reading that there's a Trev in the back, gonna preserve Wigglytuff and just try and put in as much work as we can up against this Azumarill here. Gonna throw on the CMP and go for the Psychic. Of course, it does not KO, but it chips quite a bit. Any chip damage you can get on Azu is always very much welcomed. And as we saw in that previous battle, we tank a play rough all day. Doesn't even get us into the red. That's the power of Medicham in the Great League. And now we will go for another Psychic. They kind of have to shield this if they want to hang on to this Azu, but likely not, guys. Putting the hope and faith in what could be a Trevenant. It is a Trevenant, which means that it is lights out for them. Trevenant could do nothing to Wigglytuff. Good game, well played. I'm telling you guys, Wigglytuff, so underrated. That normal typing really comes in clutch. But here we go, another Azu lead. Same plan as last time. Gonna come in with Galarian Weezing. And this time they're staying in a little bit here. So gonna go for the play rough. Again, can't say it enough, guys. This is why you want play rough on Weezing in the Great League. Because there are so many Azumarill, so many Lanturns running rampant. You really do need that to have a fighting chance. Got to shield their play rough, and they make a play into a Wall Rain, so this is okay. Going to bait with a Brutal Swing. They saw the damage that play rough did. Likely they get it, they shield. They do. That worked out beautifully, and now we will go for the play rough here. I don't think they realized how spammy we can be, and we are going for the play rough, doing big damage on the Wall Rain. They're going to have to throw a move. There's no way they're farming down, and they do throw a move. Likely just an Icicle Spear, and it is just an Icicle Spear. They likely wanted to really load up on energy to hit our Medi with a big EQ, but we all know Medi quite thick, the thickest fighter in the meta. We do tank an EQ, no problem, and we do get that farm down. Fully expecting the Azu, but no, they've got a Sableye in the back. So this team very weak to a Lantern. I don't know what they do with a Lantern lead. They probably cry. We do draw back out that Azu. So now the win condition lies with Wigglytuff here. Gonna shield up this Play Rough. Would do a lot of damage to us. And look to get the charm down. Azu too thick. Not quite looking like we'll get that charm down. That's okay. We do tank one of whatever they throw. And the beauty of Wigglytuff, like I said, guys, is that normal typing comes in so clutch with all these ghost types in the meta. This is just a foul play. We tank this. It's resisted. They're sleeping on the power of Wigglytuff. Going to put the pressure on that final shield. Because the play here now is to charm this Sableye with an Ice Punch range, guys. We have a move stored. It's an Ice Punch range. And we do go for the combo play. Grabbing that shield was key. Because we're saying bye-bye to the Sableye, courtesy of our Medicham with an Ice Punch. Good game. Well played. Man, guys, Galarian Weezing so spammy, and Wigglytuff with that normal typing really makes this team work. But here we go, positive lead, Walrein. They make a play in the Shadow Gliscor and going to align Wigglytuff onto this Gliscor here. We are tanky enough to withstand these wing attacks with Stab, and we will shield up the EQ. A lot of them full send that EQ. Hoping for that big payoff, but we are denying that today. And this is just a resisted Night Slash. We tank that all day, and we will flip switch with our Wigglytuff. You love to see it. We say bye-bye to the Gliscor, courtesy of a charm. And they do come back in with the Walrein. We've got loaded energy. Gonna put the pressure on this Walrein with a Play Rough, with Stab, and we grab a shield, evening up the shielding scenario. And a lot of trainers really sleep on the power of Wigglytuff. They're not farming us down. They are just taking more and more unnecessary charm damage. But I can't really blame them, of course, knowing that we have a Medi lurking and waiting for this Walrein. This is just an Icicle Spear. We tank this, and even if it was an EQ, we would tank that as well, but it's not. It's definitely just an Icicle Spear. And they've got a Medi in the back. Holy smokes, you'd love to see it. Again, guys, this is where Play Rough comes in clutch because I don't think Overheat one-shots Medi. We're going to bait with a Brutal Swing, getting that final shield. And now we are primed to take out this Medicham. We do have to shield up a potential Psychic. That would one-shot. It's an Ice Punch bait. Does not matter, guys. We're getting to this Play Rough. And like I said, I don't believe Overheat would be one-shotting. But guys, Play Rough with Stab one-shots the Medicham. You love to see it. Get wrecked, Medi. And that Walrein did not have a prayer either. Good game. Well played. I'm telling you guys, this is the most fun I've had in a long time in the Open Great League. And here we go, for reasons like this, positive lead. They had a Guzzlord. They make a play into a Lantern. That Guzzlord has nowhere to go with this team, so we're going to stay right here. Medicham's actually our strongest matchup up against Lantern here. Going to bait with an Ice Punch, knowing that they need to take out our Medi, but they call the bait. That was very interesting to see. Going to let the Thunderbolt go. We do tank that, no problem. And now we're in a tricky spot because we were not successful in baiting that shield. This is just a Surf, but now we're getting low because we did tank the Thunderbolt. Gonna have to start shielding Surfs, which is unfortunate. Gonna bait again. Gonna double down and bait again. We've got to get a shield down on this Lantern, and we do successfully bait there, as they do really need to take out this Medicham. Gonna triple down now. Yet again, and double shield our Medi to get rid of this Lantern. It's a handful for our backline, but they've got a Noctowl. So seeing that we double shielded, they are likely reading that we are possibly weak to Lantern. Not particularly. Medi did the work on the Lantern, so either one of our Pokemon in the back can do quite well. Just going to get off double Ice Punches on the Noctowl. We pressure the final shield, so now we're going to throw Galarian Weezing in here to put in work, guys. We do definitely tank a Sky Attack, no problem. Does about 50% of our health. That's okay, but we will get to this Play Rough. And Galarian Weezing hits like a truck. This has Stab, which means that we are saying bye-bye to the Noctowl. And that Lantern is hanging on by a thread. We will not quite outpace, but win CMP tied to this Brutal Swing. This will be more than enough to take care of the Lantern. Holy smokes, guys. Can Galarian Weezing sweep this game? We take out the Lantern. Holy smokes, guys. We are double resisting these Dragon Tails. We get to this double super effective Play Rough with Stab. Holy smokes, guys. We are saying bye-bye to the Guzzlord. And just like that, holy smokes, Galarian Weezing taking over the game, sweeping up the entire team. Good game, well played. How about Galarian Weezing taking over that last one? That was insane. But here we go, Registeel lead. So when you run Ice Punch, you will have to shield up one Zap Cannon if they choose to stay in. But it's definitely well worth it considering we've got two fairies in the back. So we do go Psychic, no defense drop, but that is okay. We do definitely tank one Zap Cannon and really hope that we don't get the attack drop. That just makes it a lot worse for Medi. But we do get the attack drop and they make a play into a Venusaur. So Venusaur, a bit of a core breaker. You don't see it too often these days, but they are kicking around as we see here. So we do chip with the super effective Ice Punch and going to make a play into Weezing here. All of their charge moves hit us for either resisted or neutral. They go Sludge Bomb. That's actually neutral. They should, yeah, I guess Sludge Bomb is the way to go. But we do go Brutal Swing. Doesn't quite KO. But I'm thinking these Fairy Winds with Stab can allow us to farm down this low health Venusaur. Although resisted, I think it's just enough to farm down. We do get that farm down. That was huge. We did have to go down a shield, but that is okay. Really needed to get that Venusaur out of the way. So far, they had two amazing answers to our backline. Gonna put the pressure on with a Brutal Swing. Does not quite KO, as Registeel is about as tanky as it gets, but we are about as spammy as it gets, and we are going for another Brutal Swing here. And we are grabbing a shield from the Reggie. They make an aggressive play into Noctowl, so gonna throw Wigglytuff in here. Getting a little close, getting a little sweaty. Our Medi's quite low, and our Weezing is quite low as well. I do believe we shield this. Yeah, we shield up the Sky Attack. We're going to try and put the pressure on with... We knew that they were at 2. That's why we shielded. But we do need to grab that final shield. This is getting really close. This is really going to come down to the wire. Going for this Ice Beam. No shot they let this go. They will absolutely likely shield this. They do. And Wigglytuff is really putting in work with these charms. But of course, Noctowl, as thick as it gets, they will take us out with a Sky Attack. So this is where it's going to come down to the wire here, guys. I'm really calculating. Going to try and get to a Brutal Swing. But they throw in the Reggie, and we just do not react fast enough. I knew that was in play. Just could not react fast enough. We should have thrown in the Medi or thrown the Brutal Swing. I think throwing the Brutal Swing would have done the trick. But yeah, that one was razor thin. Good game to them. Couldn't quite get that one done. And that is the team, my friends. How about it, guys? I'm telling you, I'm a big fan of a fun and solid double fairy backline. Like I said on this channel, we've seen it with Dedenne and Azumarill a couple of times. We've seen it with Slurpuff and Florges. And now for Season 13, we are seeing it with Weezing and Wigglytuff. Like I said, I've really been wanting to run Wigglytuff as of late because I recognize it has a lot of play, guys. It's very underrated, underutilized. With that normal typing, is an excellent pairing with Medicham because it addresses the Ghost weakness quite well, again, with that normal typing. And being a Charmer, it's even better up against one of Medicham's worst matchups in Sableye. And Weezing, quite spammy, has that coverage with Brutal Swing, can hit those Ghost types back, providing even more coverage for Medi up front. And again, you do want to be running Play Rough in this meta. That's definitely the way to go. Gives you a fighting chance against the very thick water types like Azumarill, like Lantern. So yeah, Great League, Play Rough, Ultra League, Overheat 100%. And then you've got Medi on the lead to take care of those Steel types. Guys, that's a recipe for a lot of fun and a lot of success. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.